Tuesday afternoon. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. It's the Portland Trail Blazers taking on the Washington Wizards. And Portland starts out with the ball. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Roy out there with Andre Miller. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Batum. And it's Cambion at the 5 spot. Arenas with it. Left side, Butler. To the left wing. Outside, Arenas. Clock at 6. Over Miller. Arenas can't hit.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Pass to Aldridge. Rebound, Washington.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
Got that one up quick. Butler's got the game going with his first points of the game for Washington.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Passes it to Campbell. Aldridge with it. Good work defensively by Arenas. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. And the layup falls.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now the pass to Aldridge. That one's not going to go.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
And And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Wizards?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor for Portland, they've got Jared Bayless. Cunningham is out there with Oden. Then it's Brandon Roy. And it's Batum in at the small forward. Roy passes to Cunningham. Deep 2 from Bayless. They get it back. Oden. Good D by Thomas.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Here's Daniels. The kick outside to Butler. Back to Daniels. Feeds it to Jamison. And Dante Cunningham gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Washington making some changes. Brendan Haywood, he's checked in for Thomas. Stevenson comes in for Mason. And Gilbert Arenas subbed in for Antonio Daniels. On the wing, Arenas. Bayless covering. Washington needs to get a shot off here. Arenas can't hit. Trailblazers trail by 5. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Boy, patrolling the paint well, protecting the rim, that's exactly the kind of defensive effort you need against him.
44 seconds left to play here in the half. Takes a 3. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
And you have to honor the three-point shooting of Arenas, a big-time scorer who's shown the consistency from beyond.
Now, here's Roy. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Oden against Haywood. Now here's Oden. He's tightly guarded. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. And it's Butler with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Wizards. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. On the wing, Stevenson. And here's Arenas out. What a play! Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
How about that one? A perfect finish to the half for them to tack another 3 points on.
And so it's Washington. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. A pretty close game for the Wizards throughout the first quarter. They saw their lead grow to a high water mark of 5. And that'll do it.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Look at Gilbert Arenas. What a contribution.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
Antoine Jamison out there with Haywood. And it's Caron Butler. Then it's Gilbert Arenas, and it's Stevenson in at the two-guard position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Wizards. Butler from outside. That ball. Nice feed that time from Stevenson. Butler's got the lead up to 14 now for Washington. 1:27 left in the third. For three, Roy. Rebound by Jamison. And the Wizards with possession. 14 points, their largest lead in the game. Miller against Arenas. And it's Arenas with the jam.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
Arenas has gotten it done so far from the field tonight, making 4 of his 6 attempts. Roy kicks to Miller. No good from outside. Wizards leading by 16. Pass to Stevenson. Arenas is doubled. Stevenson passes to Arenas. Now Jamison. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
Arenas setting up teammates. What a great pass.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Roy passes to Campbell. Miller outside. Will it go? Roy from outside drains the three-pointer. Roy's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And that ends the struggle. You could feel the tensions in the building with each miss.
Woo, man, this thing was turning into a soccer game. A lot of action and not many points.
And here's Arenas. Oh, and he nails it just in time.
One eye on the rim, one on the clock. What a play.
An ideal way to end the quarter with momentum on your side.
And so it's the Washington Wizards with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And on the floor for Portland here in the fourth, they've got Jared Bayless holding out there with Cunningham. Then there's Batum, and it's Miller in at the point. And he's good on the second.
A disappointing trip to the line there. Even though it was just one miss, now is not the time to be missing those.
Outside Butler launches a 3. That shot, no good. Now Portland takes it the other way. Pass to Bayless. Makes it off the glass. Bayless has got his first points in this one.
And, you know, Bayless is not just a perimeter player. I mean, he never backs away from chances to get close to the basket for these interior opportunities.
Arenas against Miller. Outside Arenas. From deep. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Arenas for the Trailblazers. Davis is checked in for Batum. And it's Mills in for Andre Miller. Trailblazers trail by 15. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. There's Bayless with the three, and the Trailblazers another three.
Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Now they're playing with urgency. They could have done it much earlier before the game was out of reach.
Hayward kicks to Butler. Left side Arenas. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Arenas, boy, I tell you, is one of the most confident and explosive scorers in the game. A shoot-first point guard who will let it fly at any time and do real damage with the ball in his hands.
Free throw good, Arenas. Smith checked in for the Trailblazers. And both free throws good for Arenas. 41 seconds left to play in the final quarter.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting.
First one falls for him.
You know, Patty Mills is one of a long line of outstanding Australian players who played their college ball in Northern California at St. Mary's College.
And here are the Wizards now. They led by as many as 18 points. Arenas misses. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. A 12-point game. And here's Mills for three. It's hauled in by Butler. And so it's Butler with it. He'll bring it up for the Washington Wizards. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Arenas passes to Stevenson. Launches it. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. And now Portland on the break. Davis has got the ball. And here's Mills from the arc. Cans it from downtown.
You know, Mills has been a guy who's been very streaky as a perimeter shooter, but he's been good behind the arc his entire career.
And so Washington takes the win, a confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and playing with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And that'll wrap